Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and I'm back again with some more Dragon Ball FighterZ news. And something just hit the internet. I guess a few minutes ago or a couple hours ago. I was skimming through Facebook, and then people were going around on my friends' feed, and they were pretty much saying that there was a leak that was sent out, hinting at the possible maximum number of characters that's going to be in the base roster for Dragon Ball FighterZ. So I decided to do some digging, and I went to Shuriken.com. You can go there yourself. I'll post a link in the description below. But there's an article stating that there's possible hints at 27 character launch roster, and Android 17 will be playable, and Towa, including 2 other DLC characters. So this is crazy. It seemed like with fighting games nowadays, this information these leaks just come out of nowhere, and it's, to me, it's starting to seem like it's intentional, that there's somebody from the inside that just purposely put this information out to pretty much gauge the audience or the consumers that's looking forward to this game, to see where they keep the hype going, pretty much. So like I said before, like I talked about the Marvel vs. Capcom leaks, Infinite leaks. Let's just take this with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, these are just rumors. These are just he say, she say type of information and stuff. So let us just dive right into it. So for starters, I'm gonna just read piece by piece of what's going on here. So it says the leak originally posted anonymously on 4chan. Now that's the thing you got to be careful about. There's a lot of people that post stuff from 4chan or NeoGAF and stuff like that. But it says the leak originally posted anonymously on 4chan and later shared on Shuriken forums. Supposedly comes from a GameStop employee who was at GameStop Expo this past weekend. The leak details the final roster count of the game, as well as the presence of unlockable characters. So that's interesting. It seemed like that they're still keeping this tradition around with fighting games to still have unlockable characters. At this point, I really enjoy unlockable characters a long time ago, but at this point now, I do kind of want my characters right then and there. I just prefer companies who just stuff the game with more content than, you know, supposed to have me unlock the characters that I really want to play. I like to have my characters from the start nowadays, but it's still good to have for those who enjoy that, especially for the people who are more casual and love that single player experience. So I can understand that. So if the leak is to be believed, Dragon Ball FighterZ will launch with 27 characters. Now for a game that's a 3v3, that's kind of like an interesting choice to go with, 27 characters. Now of these, 4 will be unlockable, 2 of which are already revealed: Super Saiyan Blue versions of Goku and Vegeta. Now check this out though. Now a lot of people were kind of upset that they revealed Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, and many people assumed that these characters were going to have their own slot. But right here in the article, it says, interesting enough, both of these will not take up a slot on the select screen. Rather, they can be picked by highlighting Goku and Vegeta and hitting a button to switch to their Super Saiyan Blue forms. Now, that's what I like. That's what I like to see right there. These characters aren't just individual characters. You can just simply go to Goku and Vegeta and then just pick their Super Saiyan Blue forms. And all it is with Super Saiyan Blue, yeah, they have tweaked movesets and everything like that. And they're much more increased in their stats as far as their speed and their strength and everything like that. So I just don't see them taking up an extra slot, and I'm glad they decided to go with this approach. The same goes for a third unlockable character, Android 17, who is selectable by doing the same on Android 18 slot, which is interesting. So I guess they're not going to give us the Dragon Ball Super Android 17. I guess they're just going to give us the Android 17 from the Dragon Ball Z series, which is fine. Which it does make sense, because I mean, Android 17 and Android 18, their move set is pretty much the same. The only thing that makes 17 stand out from 18, he uses the barrier more often than 18 does. So having him selectable within Android 18 is perfectly fine for me. It doesn't really matter. So 17, who is selectable by doing the same as Android 18 slot. Interesting enough, these characters supposedly work like the EX characters in the King of Fighters games, where you cannot select them alongside their regular versions for the same team. So okay, that's very, very interesting. So it seems like you can't pick like 2 of those same characters on the same team. So you can't have like Super Saiyan Goku with Super Saiyan Blue Goku. You can't have and you can't have Android 18 and you can't have Android 17 on the same team, because Android 18 uses Android 17 as an assist. So I guess they just didn't want to mess with that continuity, I guess, in that sense or whatever. Now, more interesting, however, is the supposed fourth unlockable character, Towa. Towa, the sister of the Demon King Deborah from Dragon Ball Online and the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games. The leaks claim that Towa is accompanied by her husband Mira and acts as the game's final boss. Now that's very interesting. Now as you think about it and you look at the story mode, the story mode does kind of like reflect Dragon Ball Xenoverse in a way, because it like it's pulling characters from different dimensions. When you see the different Gokus and Vegetas and Krillins and Piccolos, they all look evil and stuff like that. It does have a Xenoverse vibe. And then if you look at the, like, it's coming from like the future timeline and everything. So that's pretty interesting. And knowing that Towa's in there and she's playable and she's gonna be alongside her husband, that's really cool. And plus we have another female character. If this is true, I want to constantly remind you guys that this is just a rumor. These are just leaks, and take these for a grain of salt. So don't get crazy with it, but let's have a little bit of fun with this. So finally, the leak claims that they will be giving they were given word of a Saiyan season pass for the game that would include 2 DLC characters to be announced at a later date. So of course, since this is basically a rumor, we suggest taking all this with a massive grain of salt. We'll learn if this is legitimate or not in the months leading to Dragon Ball FighterZ release of February 8th, 2018. Now this is interesting. Now if you look at a Saiyan Season Pass, now the Saiyan Season Pass can mean anything. It could be also mean the Saiyan Saga or whatever like that. So could we get characters from the Saiyan Saga like Nappa, Raditz, whoever else was in Turlos from the movies and everything, or Bardock. Or it could be, you could also have Broly or Kale or Khalifa. So that could also be the thing that could be included with the Saiyan Season Pass. But these supposed to be 2 DLC characters. So that's interesting to know. But this news really came out of nowhere. I was not expecting it. But if Towa is part of it, I think it would be much more sense, because we already have our Frieza, we already have our villains. So what characters will pose a threat to the Z fighters at this point? So if they do have a character, I think Mira and Towa would definitely be those characters that would suit that, because they definitely suited that for the Xenoverse series and everything. So that's pretty interesting. So I wonder, within the 27 characters that's going to be part of the supposed base roster, what characters is going to fill those slots. Mira and Towa are perfect. So it also opens the floodgates to other possibility of other characters coming from. We could probably get some characters from the movies, or we can get some GT characters. Don't know, but I'm super excited. So let me know what you guys think about this supposed leak. Are you what characters would you like to fill in that 27 character based roster? What do you think about the Saiyan Pass, and what do you think the 2 DLC characters may be? So make sure you leave your comments and your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, favorite, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Dragon Ball FighterZ information and other video game related content. This is MugenLord, and I'm signing off.